In the first half of our notes, we had reviewed how mass production in factories, as well as the growth of the stock market, fueled the 1920s economy. Two other factors that led to a booming economy was the development of labor-saving devices and the new option of installment buying. If you think back to our most recent unit, during the 1920s, companies produced and consumers purchased electric appliances. Some examples were refrigerators, stoves, vacuum cleaners, and radios. Thanks to these new labor-saving devices, less time was required to complete everyday household chores. Businesses, in turn, spent more money on advertising to persuade people to buy a particular product. Spurred by ads to buy more, consumers found a new way to make purchases through installment buying. Customers could now buy products by promising to pay small, regular amounts over a period of time. All they would have to do was pay for a small percentage of the total cost up front. So for example, if you wanted to purchase a washing machine that would cost $40 total, but did not have enough money saved, you could pay only $10 as long as you promised to pay the rest back over time. You could take your washing machine home from the store today. People in the 1920s were not only purchasing new appliances and stocks, but they were making larger purchases as well. With access to affordable automobiles, many people began to consider buying a home in the suburbs. Since most people do not have enough money saved to pay for a house all at once, they're able to take out a loan or a deed that could be paid off over time. So again, this is another option to put a small amount of money down and then pay the rest over the course of a couple of months, a couple of years. You have an extended amount of time to pay back this loan. Banks are able to loan people money because their members have loaned them money. For example, when a customer deposits or puts money into a savings account, the bank may then use that money to distribute to other customers who are withdrawing or taking money from the bank. So if you look here, banks rely on their customers to put money into the bank or deposit money while being able to lend that money to other people when they withdraw or take money from the bank. So we have depositing as putting money into the bank, withdrawing, taking money out. It's an endless cycle. So that is the reason why banks rely on customers to keep their money in a savings account. That way, they will have enough to lend when other customers need to borrow. Hopefully, after this review, it's pretty obvious that the 1920s was a decade of spending and a booming economy. Factory work, the stock market, labor-saving devices and installment buying, and the banking system all allowed customers and consumers to borrow money and to spend money on the new products available in the 1920s. I have confidence that with this background knowledge, you will do an excellent job of piecing the puzzle together at our Breaking the Bank simulation. Let's take a closer look at what you can expect when you arrive in the 1920s tomorrow. There will be 4 places where you will be spending a lot of your time on this field trip. One place would be where you work at the factory, where you go to get paid. After going to work, you may possibly decide to deposit your money in the bank, So that's another place that you might end up at. Or you might try your luck at the stock market and visit the New York Stock Exchange. Another possibility is that you may have been saving up your money for a new labor-saving device, so you might be headed to Sears and Roebuck's. But how will you know where to go? When you arrive in the 1920s, you will be handed a student pathway, which will lead you around the 1920s to all the different places that you'll be visiting. When you start, it will actually tell you if you have any cash in your pocket. Some of you might be lucky, others might not be so lucky. And it will tell you the first stop on your trip through the 20s. So this person here is going to start at the bank and take out a loan. So they have $50 in their pocket. It looks like they're already borrowing another $50 here. And then they're sent to Sears and Roebuck's, so it's time to go shopping. They're looking to purchase a washing machine and a vacuum cleaner. So they're looking to save time on household chores by purchasing 2 new labor-saving devices. It's actually going to tell you whether you pay for them with cash, if you pay for them through installment buying, and if you need to borrow money again. The third thing this person's going to do is to go to work, because they have to make money to pay some of their bills. So they're going to head to the factory to get paid. Then it's time to pay some of your loans, so this person's going to head towards the bank to pay back a little bit of their loan. So as you can see, the student pathway is pretty simple to follow, and they actually give you a pretty good explanation of what's going on in each step as you travel through the 1920s and as we break the bank. Every student will have a different pathway. Some of you might find that yours is similar to another student's, but it's important to follow your pathway closely in order for the simulation to work and for us to piece together the puzzle of where all of the money went in the 1920s. Hopefully after this presentation you feel confident and excited to travel back in time to the 1920s tomorrow. We're excited to see you. Looking forward to it.